happen. Okay, please take down, put the heading as Python. I mean, don't mix it with your regular DevOps sessions. You just write it separately at the end of your notes. Python, and just take down the steps. The first step, so this is the basic setup part. Okay, now take down this simple Python program that we created. Shall we copy the Python program? Finish. There are a lot of similarities with other programming languages that you might have learned, programming or scripting or whatever you might have seen in your earlier days. You will find there are a lot of similarities here. So the next concept that we are going to see is known as variables. When we use the word variable is just a name given to a memory location. What it means is, when I say a equals to 10, what is going to happen is some memory will be allocated. In that memory block, it is going to store a value 10, and what is the name given for that? A. Variable, the meaning of the word variable is something which can constantly change, which means in the same program at a later point of time I can simply give a equals to 20. Now what will happen? Control will go to this location and replace 10 with 20. I hope you are understanding. Now the good thing about Python is it does not, I mean, and generally in other programming languages we define what is known as the data type. Data type simply tells you which kind of data are you planning to store. For example, for storing numerical data we use integer. For storing characters we use a keyword called character. Similarly double, similarly we have something called as string. So based on this data type, it understands which kind of data this variable is going to store, and it works in that way. When it comes to Python, it's not like that. You can take a single variable and you can store whatever data you want. Based on the kind of data, Python will decide which data type it belongs to. I'm not saying that data types are not there. We don't declare the data type. Automatically you put the data and it decides what kind of data it is. Okay, so let me show you. When I say a equals to 10, and if I say print a, tell me what will be printed? A will be printed. When you give anything in quotations, it does not recognize that it's a variable. How did we print statements earlier? By giving in quotations only, right? So if you run this program, it will simply print whatever value is stored in that variable. When it's a variable, always, no, just don't give any quotations. So now you run the program and you will see that it's displaying the data. But the good thing is, in the same variable, I can store some other data now. And if I say print a, see, at this point of time a is integer, but now a becomes what? String. You store the data, automatically its behavior automatically changes. That is why we say that it requires less amount of code. Initially a was behaving like a numerical value, now it's behaving like a string value. So you store the data and automatically based on that it will do the necessary activity. Now generally any programming language, if it wants to perform any mathematical operations, it will use some operators. These are the common operators which are used anywhere. This is for addition, this is for subtraction, this is for division, and this is for what is modulus? Remainder. Remainder, if you want to find, this is used. And this is for exponent. 2 to the power of 3 I want to find out. That is the symbol that we use. These are the basic mathematical operators that we generally use. Okay, see, I'm not talking about the very basics. That's not what we want. I just want to finish off the basic scripting in probably 2 hours or so that we can use that and work on Docker and all other tools that we want. So things will go fast now. Just take down that, put the heading as arithmetic operators. These are the arithmetic operators. All of these things you know probably. Maybe if you are not aware of this, this is modulus, also called as remainder, and this is exponent, power of. All other things you know, right? Okay, now. After arithmetic operators, we have relational operators. Tell me, what are the relational operators? This is for less than. The next one is this is called as
not equal to.
And what is this one? This is equal to. This is not a relational operator. This is just called as assignment operator. Okay. What is the meaning of assignment? In any programming language, whatever is on the right hand side of equal to will be stored in the left hand side. That's blindly called as assignment. It never stores from left to right. It is always from right to left. We also have a few other operators which are called as logical operators. And when it comes to logical operators, what are those? And, or, not. The names itself are telling what they do, and, or, not. Ampersand can also be used to make it much more easier. They have given these words also. You directly put and it works. And, or, and not. Okay. Now I'll just ask a quick question to all of you, both classroom and online. See, this was a question which was asked in an interview. So they said there is a variable called as a with a value 10 and b with a value 20, and you do swapping. Swapping simply means that a value should go into b value should go into a. Tell me, how do you write it? Fine, whatever. Tell me, what are the steps? What should I do? The result is a value should go into b value should go into a. This was an interview question, which I'll tell you what was the story behind that.
I think you can put in a pointer. You can put in a store in one location and then swap it.
Yeah, fine. But I mean, just tell me the steps. I'll do it. Okay, I'll take a variable called c, initialize that with a, then a equals to b, then b equals to c. Brilliant. Now, if I give the answer as print a, and if I say print b, you know what will be printed? 20 and 10. What is the reason? Please see this. A and B, till here everyone is clear, right? 10 and 20 are stored. When you say C equals to A, always, as I told you, assignment simply means from the left hand side, it will be stored into the, from the right hand side, it will be stored into the left hand side. So C value is A. So C value becomes how much? 10. Then A equals to B. A value is B. B is how much, friends? So A becomes how much? 20. Then B is equals to C. B is equals to C. What is the value? 10. So now you are printing A value. How much it is printing? 20. B value they are printing. How much it is coming? 10. Swapping has done. Now once he answered this question, then the next thing they said was, you do the same swapping, but I don't want you to use a third variable. Then what? A equals to 10, B equals to 20. Till here I will write. Super. A equals to A plus B. Next. B equals to A equals to B minus A. A equals to B minus A. Next.
Exponent.
ఎక్కడ b లోనా b equals to a minus b. Next, c is equals to a minus z. So what will we do? చాలే నేను చెప్తానులే కోరుకోండి చాలు. ఓ వేసేస్తున్నారు. ఐన్స్టీన్ థియరీ ఆఫ్ రిలేటివిటీ రాయడానికి కూడా ఇంత కొట్టుకోలేదు. Listen. So this is the stuff. A is equals to 10, b equals to 20. Now when you say a equals to a plus b, a value becomes how much? 30. Now you say b equals to a minus b. A value is 30. 30 minus b, 20. So b value becomes how much? 10. Then you are saying a equals to a minus b. 30 minus 10. So what? 20. We did the swapping. This was the interview question. How many of you found it difficult? Everyone found it difficult? You know what? I'll tell you something. If this kind of question they have asked, I mean, this was a scenario where one of our students actually faced this interview question, and he proudly came to us saying that this question they asked and I answered. You know what that actually means if they are asking this question? Then meaning into తెలుసా? నువ్వు ఏది చెప్పలేకపోయావు కనీసం ఇదన్నా చెప్పగలుగుతావా? You think that this is a big question that they are asking where they are checking your extreme heights of knowledge? Nonsense. They are simply ridiculing you. They are saying that you are good for nothing. At least this you answer. If they are asking this kind of questions in an interview, it simply means that you failed all the questions. They asked 10 questions, everything you gave a blunder. Then that fellow is breaking his head and he's saying, okay, at least this much you answer. This is the first question that you generally find in any programming language textbooks. First chapter you'll find it. You go for C or Java, whatever it is, first chapter they'll give this kind of question. This is not the kind of interview questions they'll ask. They'll ask you really, really good, interesting questions. But this is the basis of all that. Okay. Rastara notes lo? Fine. Swapping of two numbers. Swapping of two numbers. We have seen two different scenarios. One was using a third variable. This is the first scenario I showed. B is equals to 20. Then we used this. C is equals to A. B is equals to A. And sorry. C is equals to A. Then what did you do? Yeah, that's right. A equals to B and B is equals to C. Just cut this one. This is using a third variable. The next one is without using a third variable.